She's looking down at me. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Prince Harry has been making some more comments. And, as per the Telegraph, the Duke of Sussex said he was certain his late grandmother was looking down on him, happy that he was continuing his charity work on the eve of the first anniversary of her death. Prince Harry, 38, appeared on stage at the Wellchild Awards in London to pay tribute to the tremendous strength and spirit shown by seriously ill children. He had been due to attend the ceremony on September the 8th last year, but pulled out as Elizabeth II's health deteriorated, and he raced to be by her side. As you know, I was unable to attend the awards last year when my grandmother passed away, he told those gathered for the annual event at the Hurlingham Club in southwest London on Thursday evening. As you probably know, she would have been the first person to insist I still come to be with you, indeed embodying the decency of the late Queen, instead of going to her, and that's precisely why I know, exactly 1 year on, that she is looking down on all of us tonight, happy we're continuing to spotlight such an incredible community. The Duke said that as a father of 2 children and 3 dogs, he was acutely aware of the many joys and challenges that come with parenting, acknowledging that at the same time he did not have to cope with health challenges. So to the parent carers in this room, you have my sincerest admiration and respect, he added. Now it's interesting again how he references his late grandma. He does so, showing respect for her. But where was this respect when he was engaging in the bombshell interview with Oprah Winfrey, when he was smearing the royal family and causing anguish? This, remember, at the time, was when Prince Philip was dying, and he was well aware of the poor condition of his grandfather. Yet, he still allowed his wife to spout those untruths, to smear 2 very hard-working royals, his own family, and he engaged in doing so himself also. I've explained to you, of course, this was as a consequence of the diminution of his emotional empathy, that his own strong narcissistic traits had been taken and enhanced, been more exposed as a consequence of his belief in what his wife was telling him. Totally enraptured by the narrative that she had read, harnessing also the envy that he had exhibited in the past towards his family, he thought, I'll show them. The petty hatred that he had for things that might have been done towards him in the past was exacerbated by the fact that his wife was saying it's now our time to shine. It's our time to be able to say all of these things. And therefore, he had no consideration whatsoever for his grandfather or his grandmother when he was saying all of those things. He engaged in the joint enterprise, did so willingly. He continued, of course, in the course of the year in 2021 and also last year to throw brickbats at the royal family, notwithstanding the fact that his grandmother was very ill with terminal bone cancer, which was painful. Once again, it shows the extent to which a narcissist has a grip upon somebody, causing them to behave in a manner which is unpleasant, unhelpful, downright despicable at times. And of course, Harry did all of this and did so willingly, because he was led by the nose by his wife. As I've explained, he does have strong narcissistic traits, and the emotional empathy that he does have was reduced by her presence and the things that she was saying to him. Accordingly, because that reduced, he ended up saying the things that he did, which he ought surely now to regret. Given that he apparently shows respect for his grandmother and talks about her looking down on him and the audience, it shows the contradiction in his behaviours. Is it the case, perhaps, that he's starting to wake up, that he's now looking at what has been gone before and is talking in better terms? Well, in part, it simply serves him to do so, doesn't it? To talk about his grandmother in such terms, because he's always had a respect for her, but that respect went missing during the proximity of his wife's manipulations upon him. They haven't been spending as much time together as of late, we have seen that, and therefore the grip that she has had on him has weakened somewhat, reducing the hold that she has over him. which means, as we mentioned before, glimpses of the old Harry have come back. There'll be those that think that Harry has some cheek to talk about his grandmother looking down on him after the way that he made her life a somewhat misery in the latter 2 years of it because of what he did around the death of Prince Philip, the Oprah interview, and the various smears that came their way leading up to the death of his grandmother. Indeed, all of the hoo-ha about ensuring that Harry's wife could attend at Balmoral when she wasn't wanted meant that he ultimately missed out on seeing his grandma before she died. This is something that ultimately will come back and trouble Harry because he does actually have a conscience. It just has been reduced as of late because of the presence of his wife and the hold that she has over him. Yes, there has always been a petulance about Harry. Yes, he's exhibited argumentativeness, he's exhibited anger, he's exhibited envy and jealousy. Those are some of the narcissistic traits that he has, and as I've mentioned, they're strong. But they were enveloped within empathic traits also, but they are reduced by the presence of the narcissist and only goes to portray him in a poor light, causing many people to think that his behaviour, and quite rightly so, has been disgusting and unnecessary. When he talks about his grandmother as he did at the Wellchild Awards, that's demonstrating the respect that he has for her. But he doesn't seem alive to the hypocrisy of his behaviours. He doesn't seem alive to the fact that he's contradicting himself, that on the one hand it's all right for him to speak about her in glowing terms, but then he didn't exactly behave towards her with a manner that would accord with the supposed respect he shows. He hasn't yet woken up to that hypocrisy. He has not yet woken up to the contradictory behaviours that he has engaged in. Whether he will remains to be seen. He, of course, still remains with Harry's wife, and therefore her grip remains over him. But it is demonstrative of the impact, once again, that the narcissist will have upon a person, that they cause them to act in this way, in a way almost taking leave of their senses, conducting themselves in a manner that's inappropriate, telling lies, engaging in smears. We have, of course, seen instances where Harry has been somewhat surprised by what his wife has done. His stories didn't quite match with hers in the Oprah interview, and we all saw his reaction when she engaged in that disgusting parody of a curtsy. Accordingly, there remain some shreds of decency within Harry. The narcissist hasn't completely eradicated them, but he's going to go and have to work a whole lot harder to recover the respect, if he can, of people, and certainly to be able to talk about his grandmother in the terms they did last night without people raising a finger at him and saying, "You're just a hypocrite for talking in such terms, Harry." I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.